Victoria Cross citation for Lieutenant Commander George Nicholson Bradford, Royal Navy, London Gazette, 17th of March 1919, for most conspicuous gallantry.
2 Victoria Crosses, 2 brothers, the only 2 brothers to win the Victoria Cross in the Great War, both coming from Witton Park.
The reason events like this are necessary is that it would be very easy to forget war and the sacrifices made in that war if you never had a commemoration and if you didn't bring it to the present day people what was sacrificed on their behalf.
The Bradford family were Durham born and bred, and their example of 2 Victoria Crosses, a DSO and 2 military crosses in World War I, in the one family between the 4 brothers, epitomises the qualities I have mentioned.
In addressing the envelope, I feel inclined to put Mrs. Bradford, VC, DSO, MC.
More than 57,000 soldiers were killed or wounded on the first day of the Somme, and many were from here, from our county. And they are an integral part of this county's history. Lieutenant Commander George Nicholson Bradford, killed on the 23rd of April 1918. His 31st birthday, was born here in Witton Park.
We've all grown up with the story of the Bradfords. They're a really big figure in the family, and there's never really been an event dedicated specifically to them, and it's kind of all been sort of word of mouth. And then to come here and see how many people have come out to celebrate it and have everybody talking about it, I think is really great. It's really important.
Community spirit is still very strong here, so if you have an event which is commemorating an act of amazing bravery over 100 years ago that a community has drawn together, I think that's what it's important. We must never forget they are our heritage.
And I'm sure you'll agree that it is fitting that we have a lasting tribute to the incredible gallantry, sacrifice and extraordinary courage of both George and his brother Roland.
So this is the second big event that we've held in Witton Park for George Bradford, and obviously last year we were in the same spot and we were involved in the event for Roland Bradford. And these 2 brothers obviously have such a fascinating story, and celebrating wartime heritage and individual stories is so important for members of the military, for members of the family, for members of the community. It can bring everybody together in celebrating what has happened in the past and what great sacrifice and huge achievement some of the people who hail from this area have had.
Keep your eyes open and your heart too. Someone might be hurting, though they're sitting right next to you.
Meeting the Bradford family was a real honour because not many people meet them in person. They're kind of famous in Witton Park.
We've been involved in the project since its beginning really, and this last year we've done lots of work in school as part of our curriculum. We've been involved with the DLI. The children have taken part in lots of different workshops where they've looked at World War I history, but in particular how it relates to their local area and to Witton Park in particular. They've researched their own families that have been involved in the First World War. That's been really interesting for the children, and they've been so enthusiastic about the whole project.
In class at school, we've done a lot of workshops with the DLI around remembrance and artefacts about World War I and II.
They got the Victoria Cross, and not many people actually got a Victoria Cross in World War I, and they were exceptionally brave.
Well, we all love just working on it because it's so much fun, and we meet different people while we're working.
We believe it's really important for our students to engage with the wider community, to take part in events that widen their understanding and their experience.
Letter from George to his mother on the news of his older brother Roland's death. Date 5th of
December 1917. My dear mother, I received your telegram and I am truly sorry for you. Roland had died a hero's death, and we should all be honoured and proud that he was able to do so much for his country.
We wanted to do much more than just unveil a stone. We wanted to get the village involved in having a bigger, as big an event as possible. Quite quickly we partnered up with Durham County Council, Groundwork North East, the Residents Association at Witton Park, the Village Hall, and we just, we had a forum event where we said to the villagers, what do you want to do? How big do you want this event to be? And they came back straight away and said, we want it to be as big as possible. We're really proud of the Bradfords, but more importantly, you have to remember that 67 men lost their lives in Witton Park in the First World War. So whilst it's important to remember the Bradfords and the Bradford family and their fantastic achievement, we also want to remember those 67 men who passed away fighting for the country in the First World War.
They really cared about us doing this for them, because it's like a part of their family history as well, and not just the county's history.
Groundwork's aim is to help communities deliver projects that meet their own needs and aspirations, working with local people to help develop a shared aim.
This project has really embraced the villagers of Witton Park, and not only the villagers, like myself, the expats who don't live in the village. At school we were always taught about 1066, the battles of Falder, but never things that happened close at home. This project has really highlighted what a sort of band of brothers the Bradfords were. But not only that, it also gave the villagers a chance to remember the people who came from their village, who paid the supreme sacrifice.
Let us all support the words of Sir Douglas Haig, who wrote in 1918, after Roland's death on the battlefield. This example of his unselfish courage and devotion to duty is, in my opinion, very worthy of being kept in continual remembrance by a nation he died to serve.
It's vitally important that we do commemorate these amazing acts, not just of George and Roland Bradford, all of the other people who really made that sacrifice. And it's about courage, it's about bravery, all of those things that are so important, and that's why we need, I think, to commemorate. And also that's why it's important that we have young people involved, so that they have a greater understanding of what was done to give us the world that we live in today. It just gives a real sense of pride, not only really for our national heritage, but also for our local heritage as well. And I think that's really, really important. They get a real sense of belonging and a pride in where they live.
We get to honour them, and it's really just an amazing experience.
Groundwork's been involved in the delivery of a Heritage Lottery funded programme of activities in Witton Park to ensure that members of the local community were able to find out more about the Bradford brothers, but also about all of the other war heroes, enabling the local community to find out more about general life in Witton Park at the time of World War I.
The wider activities that are involved in this type of project, the community outreach, the ability for the project to extend into communities and to get generations of people involved and interested in this type of sacrifice and the kind of sacrifice that the whole Bradford family made is really important. The elected members and the ability of the AAP to pull people together and to get people excited and interested and mindful of paying respect to these type of important sacrifices is something that we should also be really proud of as an area action partnership.
We wanted to dedicate a memorial garden, so we got the county council to gift a piece of land.
Local school children again have been involved in being inspired about their heritage and inspired by art and understanding how the two can come together to form something that people can be inspired by into the future.
We were delighted that Ray Lonsdale was the successful artist. The piece of art that Ray put forward last year to commemorate the Bradford event was absolutely fantastic.
We've been able to identify 3 local venues where spiritualist art will be installed. The activities that we've been able to deliver have truly brought together partners and members of the local community to deliver a suite of events and activities that local people have enjoyed and benefited from.
It has brought this community together, the schools and all of the other groups, it's brought them together, but it's the pride that it's engendered. You know, that wonderful garden that was just a piece of waste ground, really, and look at it now, and it's a lasting tribute, but it's also something for this community to enjoy and to be part of.
This occasion today has absolutely overwhelmed me in that the amount of people have come along to show support, the local people, huge amount of members of George Nicholson Bradford's family as well. It really has been a superb occasion, which the bravery of the man richly deserves.
The Victoria Cross is the highest award for valour in the armed forces, and George Bradford displayed that self-sacrifice and heroic act while commanding his storming parties to ensure the success of the operation. And that's been a real inspiration for the naval service personnel from HMS Calliope, which included elements of the Naval Regional Command, the Royal Naval Reserve, the Royal Marines Reserve, the University Royal Naval Unit for Northumbria, and our affiliated Sea Cadets, and Durham's affiliated warship HMS Bulwark, who've all paraded here today. And this is truly an inspiration which we can take forward to help us with our service into the future.
On this day of commemoration, it can perhaps impress on their minds a little bit what it was like in those days and what these people had to go through and what they gave up. But it's a good thing to remember that, and to remember that's why this country is free.
None of us are from Durham, and we've come here and see how much the community has done for this event and how well it's been brought together has actually been really great, and it's made it a great experience for the whole family.
This service has been conducted amazingly. We're very proud, and I can only say that I wish I'd known George Bradford better.
This isn't the end. This has been a project that has been so successful in terms of bringing different people together that it provides such an opportunity now for the future for more activities and programmes and events within Witton Park that continue to bring the community together to help celebrate what a fantastic place it is.
Everybody's just come together and they want to put Witton Park on the map, and it has been put on the map. And I'm very proud that Witton Park and the Witton Parkers have come out and really done us proud.